The story is heartbreaking. A tortured genius who created spectacular works of art that broke the norms of his era and got no recognition.
And I don't think Van Gogh was a tortured artist. I think he was someone who was doing what he loved and happened to come into these hard circumstances. Even though he was in like a psych ward and everything, I think he wasn't tortured technically.
He wasn't a painter that was forced to paint royals or paint for the church. He painted from his own mind, he painted his feelings, and he painted for a vision that other people couldn't see that he could see.
The arts in general are the biggest gamble you can make with your career. There are very few people, irrespective of their talent, who are fully recognized and fully rewarded for what they do.
And I think it's interesting how he didn't even get famous until after his death, which I think a lot of people can kind of relate to, not making their big thing until later in life.
I think a lot of artists, in order to be an artist, you have to have something that motivates you to create work like that over your entire life. I think one thing that makes a lot of people gravitate towards Van Gogh is his dedication to his work. He sold one painting out of thousands of paintings he made, and he kept painting solely because he was in love with it, not because he cared about the money.
Now, art is commerce. To make it possible to exhibit his work, to use it in museums, you build around a brand. So if you go into many museums that have some of his work and you go into the gift shop, you will see a Van Gogh Starry Night scarf.
I mean, I look at all these painters now, and I definitely appreciate Van Gogh's work more than others, but I do think about that a lot of the time, how maybe I wouldn't want to look at this painting or appreciate it the way I do if I didn't know the status or how famous the work is, how acclaimed it is by other people, because I want to know what I think myself before I know what other people think. It's kind of like going into the movie without a trailer. And I think there's maybe too many trailers for Van Gogh as an artist.
Art is now less appreciated in some areas and more appreciated in some areas. In the city that he was exiled from, that entire city of Arles is molded around him. The entire city is an homage to Van Gogh. So yes, this story has changed, and it's not a myth anymore. It's very much real.
3, 2.
His essence is as powerful and authentic as the day he died. You cannot change that. That really is a North Star. You can surround it by all the noise you want, but in the end, he's a great artist.
Van Gogh was a reactive painter, so he would paint what he felt, and a lot of my work is driven by personal feelings, personal experiences, and from the past, present, and what's supposed to be the future. So yes, Van Gogh definitely influenced me.
Of course, I enjoy people enjoying my own work. At the end of the day, it's so I can take it home and show my family. And I think Van Gogh understood that when he sent his work back and forth with his brother, Theo. That was kind of a way they communicated and loved each other. And if it wasn't for his sister, we wouldn't have any of his work and we wouldn't see anything.
He had such a longing need for friends and family, and I feel like I kind of had that a little bit that with me too. We have a connection there, that speaks in his work, and so it's very touching when you actually study a Van Gogh painting that there was so much transparency.
It shows that your life, you don't have to stick to one thing, or you're not one person, and you can achieve anything later in life if you wait, and if you love something enough, then you can do it. And you might not get the recognition as soon as you do it, but if you love it and you keep doing it, then later on, it'll come back to you, I think.